So though the season is in the books, the transfer portal continues to operate in full force. And today, we need to turn our attention to the Pac-12, where two teams got major additions. First and foremost, USC strengthens their defensive front, adding in a former top 100 prospect in the nation. And secondly, we need to take a trip to Boulder, where Coach Prime continues his domination of the transfer portal, getting in a very talented running back. And we need to break it all down. But before we can, as always, y'all know the drill. I have got to hear from you. Hop down to the comments, give me a Y for yes, N for no. Are you excited about these transfer portal additions? And let me know what you're thinking. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. If you enjoyed the content, be sure to like, comment down below. Those interactions may not seem large, but they are massive to content creators such as myself, in both getting picked up and maintained by the YouTube algorithm. And we're on a push to 20,000 subscribers. I'd love to have you a part of this unbelievable community. But having said all that, let's jump right into this. And we need to start with USC first, because we just today talked about Lincoln Riley's decision to retain Alex Grinch. And this is a fantastic move if you're Alex Grinch. Anthony Lucas, the individual who transferred from Texas A&M to USC, is a massive win for the Trojans. Coming out of high school, Anthony Lucas was a top 75 player in all of high school football, regardless of position, and he came from Scottsdale, Arizona. So when he made the decision to go closer to the West Coast, closer to home, it made absolute sense. So what is USC getting? Well, first and foremost, this was a highly coveted prospect coming out of high school. Whenever he made his collegiate decision, inevitably picking Texas A&M, many believed it was down to the Aggies and the Alabama Crimson Tide. So he was wanted by some of the biggest names in all of college football. And if you're USC, you have got to strengthen that defense. The defense improved, albeit incrementally. It went from the 103rd scoring defense in 2021 to the 94th during the 2022 campaign, but there's still a lot of improvement that needs to happen if this USC squad is going to try and get to the promised land. You cannot only rely on your offense in college football, something we've talked about time and time again. Individuals such as Anthony Lucas can help you strengthen your defense. That defensive front, the trenches, we talk about it all the time. Usually when we do our game previews, the first area I stop is, what do the trenches look like? Who holds the advantage in the trenches? And a lot of the times, the team that holds the advantage in the trenches, that's the team that's going to win the football game. The game of football is very simple. Trenches are very, very important. Anthony Lucas is a huge win. Now, Lucas didn't get a whole lot of playing time while at Texas A&M, but in fairness, we saw what they recruited on the defensive line over these past few cycles. They have so many five-star, blue-chip, four-star guys slotted on that defensive line. It isn't super surprising when we see a guy who is only a true freshman not get a whole lot of play there. And Lucas is a part of the exodus that's currently taking place from Texas A&M. So, if you are USC, I think you need to be over the moon about this addition. Your defense needs all the help it can get, and especially on the trenches, Anthony Lucas can attempt to give you that help, or at least in theory can give you that help. But now we need to turn our attention to Boulder, where Coach Prime continues his winning streak in the transfer portal, this time getting in a very talented running back. A running back that has college football experience in Kavosiey Smoke from Kentucky. Now, Smoke has been in college football for 5 seasons, and with the COVID eligibility, he has 1 remaining season, which is awesome if you're Coach Prime that you're able to get him in. One of the things we talk about at length with the transfer portal, those of you that have been around the channel for an extended period of time, you already know where I'm going with this. The transfer portal affords you a unique opportunity in college football to get a player that you know, first and foremost, has made the transition successfully from high school to college, but to also get a player that can then help your entire room. Smoke is an experienced running back in college football, and whenever we look at this Colorado recruiting class, there's a running back in that recruiting class that personally I feel like if you pair he and Smoke in the backfield, you're going to give defense fits, and that's Dylan Edwards, because stylistically, I think they play off of each other. Dylan Edwards is a home run hitter. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. When he gets the ball, you have got to be aware of where he is and try and keep him bottled up, because if you give him an inch, he will take a mile. Smoke Monday is a very patient and confident runner. Whenever we watch the film of him in Kentucky, he's consistently making a move in the backfield and then being able to turn that into positive gains. This is a physical running back, and if you compare he and Dylan Edwards, especially in that Sean Lewis offense, which, By the way, if you haven't heard the spiel on the Sean Lewis offense, Sean Lewis was the former head coach at Kent State who has fielded an aggressive offense for quite some time. And I don't mean aggressive like just on the ground. They're efficient passing the ball, they're efficient running the ball, and they go at breakneck speed. Why that last part is important is now you're going to be doing that pace in Boulder, Colorado in the high altitude. That's going to give opposing defenses fits. I do not envy any opposing defense that goes and plays the Buffaloes in Boulder, because that Sean Lewis offense is going to have you just wishing you were not there. Whenever we look at this, though, I think Smoke in that Sean Lewis offense is a real recipe for success. Sean Lewis is going to want to keep the ball on the ground to exhaust opposing defenses and then take advantage of their exhaustion through the air. I can't wait to see it. But when you have a guy that's been this efficient playing running back, and specifically in the SEC, I think it works because Smoke is the type of running back that you can use to grind a defense down. Through his career, he has over 1,500 yards, and when we look this past season, he was just shy of averaging 5 yards per carry. If we look at his career, that's about where he is at about 5 yards a carry, and he did that while in the SEC. So we've talked a lot about some of the additions Colorado has got in the transfer portal. They've done a lot of work on that offensive line. Savion Washington is a name I cannot wait to see transferring from Kent State to Colorado. They added in the offensive lineman from Florida, blue chip guy coming out of high school, and now they get in Kavosiey Smoke. So this is a great addition, especially with some of the offensive line pieces you've got, and I think it absolutely strengthens that offense. I can't wait to see what Colorado looks like during the spring game. I can't wait to see what other additions they make, and this is something we're going to have to keep up with. As this team starts to take shape, we'll be on full alert and what they could expect to look like next season. Hop down to the comments, let me know what you think about this addition. That's it. See you.